Hey guys, welcome. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on right now with my channel, with the beta studio. I'm trying to access something. It's saying I'm live right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on with YouTube beta studios. I tried to go live earlier. It wouldn't let me do it. Welcome guys. If you guys are watching, give this a thumbs up. I'm trying to delete the other one, which just kept loading. And hey Queen Bee, hi, welcome. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Hold on, let me just delete this one because it keeps saying I'm scheduled, but I already went live. Hey Black Queen, welcome. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Okay, so there are a couple of things that I got mixed up. I said that Brooke Shields was about 10 or 12 in The Blue Lagoon. I got that wrong. I got it mixed up with another movie that she did that she was underage and it seems naked or half naked called Pretty Baby. I have never seen Pretty Baby before. I think I might have heard of it, but I never watched it before. So I went to go look it up. Brooke Shields was born in 1965. That movie came out in 1978. So that means that she was about 12 when that movie came out. And what I'm trying to understand is that people are so focused on Michael Jackson, who again is dead, can't defend himself. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I deleted the other one. Okay, good. This man is dead. He can't defend himself. Corey Feldman came out and said, because remember, Corey Feldman was blowing the whistle on everybody. He came out and said one of the biggest problems is pedophilia in Hollywood. You guys are so worried about Michael Jackson and you claim to care so much about these children. Yet and still, if you care so much about these children, well, what about Roman Polanski, who's still making movies, and you claim to care about children? What about Stephen Collins, who's still on the streets, and you claim to care about children? What about Woody Allen, who married his own daughter, incest, yet you care so much about children? Something just seems very odd to me. That you care so much about these children, yet these men are not only not being talked about, but they're still free and on the streets. Yet you're going to sit up here and do a smear campaign against Michael Jackson, who can't even defend himself, calling him a child molester. And when you really start to think about some of these nasty plot lines, such as Blue Lagoon, that was her brother. She laid down and slept with her brother and had a child. Who would put that in a movie? And why? Yet and still, every time I turn around, it is the same Negroes that they keep talking about in the media. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby. Nate Parker, mark my words, you're going to get thrown in there somehow, some way. They're just giving you a break, okay? But each month they need a new Negro of the month so that they can make look bad in the media. That whole Leaving Neverland thing was awful. It shouldn't have been made. I didn't watch it. If you're a true Michael Jackson fan, do not watch Leaving Neverland, okay? We know that these men are lying. We know that the media is trying to smear his name. R. Kelly, now they have ish to say queen. First of all, let me make sure that you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm not defending R. Kelly because we all know that we saw the marriage certificate for him being married to an underage Aaliyah. We all saw the tape, and now he allegedly has a new tape, okay? So I'm not sitting up here and defending R. Kelly. I'm saying if they care so much about protecting underage girls, why is it that Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, Stephen Collins are still out here on the streets? I feel like if the media really cared about protecting underage girls, a movie like Pretty Baby wouldn't have been made in the first place. Now, I haven't watched this movie, but it makes me uncomfortable. And it was said that she posed naked in Playboy, I think they said in 1978 or 1979. Dude, that's nasty. And Hugh Hefner should have said to himself, wait a minute, this might attract pedophiles. This might encourage pedophilia. This girl is 12 years old. She's underage. No, we're not going to put her on the cover of this magazine. And anybody who watches that movie shouldn't be watching that movie. I wasn't around in the 70s, so anybody who's old enough to remember, were there any big protest or outrage for this young girl being naked in Pretty Baby? Were there any protest or outrage for this young girl being naked in Playboy? Hugh Hefner obviously did not object because he had her in the magazine. These people care so much about protecting young children, yet young children in Hollywood, for example, Brooke Shields, are on display in Playboy magazines, are on display naked in films like Pretty Baby. Look at Brooke Shields in Blue Lagoon. She was naked. Nasty. Queen tweeted the stream. Show love it. Thank you so much. I wouldn't have watched it because he's not here to defend himself, and the main young ones who was telling his story testified under oath that MJ never touched him. I mean, it's like Oprah. If you care so much about finding out the truth, and if you care so much about protecting young children, Boss Lady Lexi. Oh, it's our girl, Boss Lady Lexi. Welcome, Boss Lady Lexi. Guys, go support her. She is a beautiful, big woman, okay? Pleasingly plus-size woman. Go support that woman. She always supports your channel. Thank you so much, Boss Lady Lexi, for always supporting me. Also, want to give a shout-out to Random Addict, Sunshine ZTV. You ladies always support me. I appreciate you greatly. It's like you care so much about protecting the youth. I saw something that said that there are over 6,000 priest scandals in the Catholic Church where these priests have molested young children, but particularly young boys. So there are so many cases, as far as I'm concerned, with the Catholic Church. The third highest ranking member of the Vatican was arrested for his indiscretion, okay, when it came to young children, for his indecent behavior. Okay, Oprah, this is a big story for you, girl, okay? When are you going to go over to Italy to go interview the Vatican? When are you going to go interview all these Catholic priests? As far as I'm concerned, there are so many cases, all right, so many scandals. You can have a documentary drop each month from now up until at least 5 years from now. We're focused on Michael Jackson, who can't defend himself. Let's say that Oprah honestly believed that Michael did the things that he is being accused of doing. Michael is not alive anymore, therefore he would no longer be a threat, right? But you care about protecting the people, particularly the children. You care about being a voice for those who have been abused. Why aren't you making a documentary involving the Vatican, involving these Catholic priests? And I'm Catholic, but I gotta tell you, this is a shame. This is a great shame for me to see what all these priests are doing. You know, I grew up going to Catholic school my entire life. And it could be something just so simple. It could be somebody telling you, hey, you know, go to Pastor Fitzgerald, make sure you give him this message. Because, you know, we've all been, you know, told to go to the rectory sometime before. It's scary to think how many times I was left alone with a priest and something could have happened to me. By the grace of God, these are good priests, okay? Because I know I let everybody in my church know about my YouTube channel. We're grateful to have the good priests that actually do their job and pray for the community and help the community, taking advantage of young children who can't defend themselves, and then turning around, not wanting to go to jail, and then turning around for the Catholic, these disgusting human beings. It's nasty. Oprah Winfrey is having a field day with black men. And let me tell you something, okay? You cannot sit idly by and not say anything as the media tries to make black men the face of being rapists, the face of being pedophiles. It's very, very disheartening for me to see them talking about Michael Jackson. The man's been dead for 10 years now, okay? 10 years. When are we going to talk about all these Catholic priests? When? Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, hey, Yamiko, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I just popped in to listen as I shave, so I'll be listening. Oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, Yamiko, you was a man. Oh, you shaved. Nice. There was another movie made in 1976 called Taxi Driver, which featured an underage Jodie Foster as a 12-year-old prostitute. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Does Oprah know about this? Does Oprah know about this? Because she seems to care so much about preventing pedophilia. She seems to care so much about doing the right thing. I wonder if Oprah knows about this. I never heard of Taxi Driver. Not that I think that you're lying to me, but I am going to, as soon as I get off of here, Google it. And who are the parents who are agreeing to allow their children to be on screen underage? Man, if somebody asked me if my underage child could be on screen naked, I would okay? Stop allowing your children, okay, to be in these films half naked as well, okay? How did something like that fly in the 1970s? What the heck was going on here? Nobody in Hollywood said, oh, wait a minute, these are underage girls. Corey Feldman seems to be, Corey Feldman moonwalked right out of supporting Michael Jackson. Every time you turned around, Corey Feldman was trying to be Michael Jackson. Every time you turned around, Corey Feldman was dressed like Michael Jackson. Every time you turn around, Corey Feldman was trying to be his BFF. Okay, Corey Feldman, okay? Since you care so much about protecting the people, Michael Jackson is dead. So if you truly believed he was a threat, he's dead. So he is no longer a threat. Corey Feldman, when are you going to discuss the fact that Roman Polanski, still alive, still making films, when are you going to talk about him? Since you want to be an advocate all of a sudden for the people. When are you going to talk about Stephen Collins, who is still out and about on the streets? When are you going to talk about Woody Allen? See, I personally believe that Corey Feldman was either threatened or he was paid off. Because we haven't seen Corey Feldman. When was the last time we saw Corey Feldman in a film? What was the last thing this man did with his acting career? I don't think it's so far-fetched to believe that maybe somebody threw him a couple millions and said, hey, listen, we need you to go and throw that Negro Michael Jackson under the bus, okay? You one of us. You're not on code right now, okay? You're not on code because you're over here defending Michael Jackson year after year after year after year. You making us look bad. You need to stand with us. So I personally think that he was paid. This Oprah thing is just disgusting. I refuse to watch it. Oh, I'm not going to watch it. I tell you what I will watch, though. What I will watch is the minute that they decide they're going to talk about all these Catholic priests who are out here doing what they are doing to young boys. There have been young female victims, but, more than 3/4 are young boys. This is so nasty. Okay, Oprah, when you going to talk about this, Oprah? Now, I don't want to sit here and give Oprah the benefit of the doubt. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt before I just come on screen and, speak about them unkindly. Oprah is old enough to be my grandmother, okay? So I feel like she knows who Roman Polanski is, okay? I'm not about to sit here and give her the benefit of the doubt that she doesn't know who Roman Polanski is. Oprah, you care so much about protecting these victims, protecting young children. are you going to talk about Roman Polanski? Feminists tried to ruin Nate Parker. Remember when that Nat Turner movie came out? I never heard anything bad about Nate Parker. All of a sudden, when he has this Nat Turner movie that he produced, that he is going to earn a big piece of the check from, because if this had been a Negro who was just an actor in the movie, but they had other big producers sitting around, they would say, no, wait, we can't ruin this. And then, of course, the distribution deal, we can't ruin this. This is our money that we would be ruining. They tried to ruin Nate Parker. There are literally clips on Instagram of people going to the theaters to go support that Nat Turner movie and being told the movie is sold out, only to go into the theater to see that the movie is empty. All these feminists in France, and none of them for some strange reason have anything to say about Roman Polanski just living in France like it's not a problem, about the pedophilia that is going on in the Catholic Church. And I'm sorry if I'm screaming, but it is the fact of the matter that these people are nasty. These people are a threat. They're still out on the streets, okay? If you ask me, the entire Vatican over there in Italy needs to be investigated. And I know I have a lot of people who are Catholic like me, who went to Catholic school, who grew up with me, who don't feel like this is something that should be talked about, for the simple fact of it makes us as Catholics look bad. But this don't make me look bad, because I'm not about to sit here and defend this kind of behavior. The entire Vatican needs to be investigated, okay? The entire Vatican. Because why would you want to cover something like this up? All these Catholic churches need to be investigated. And any Catholic church that sits up here and tries to hide the pedophilia that is going on, don't give them a red cent of your money. When that collection plate comes around, fold up a note, and in that note you should tell them, investigate what is going on in the church, so that they can get the message. All you people that continue, this isn't every single Catholic church, but if you are in one of these churches where one of these priests have been accused or have been convicted or are being investigated, you need to stop giving your money to the church, okay? First of all, the church is already not doing anything for black people. So as a black person, for you to sit up there and keep giving your money to the church, and then these churches turn around, they don't want to protect the women, they don't want to protect the children, they don't want to protect these young boys. I'm not giving these people a dime of my money, okay? The Lord knows that, yes, I believe, okay? And, you know, I take my faith very seriously. But for some of these people to continue to give their money to these churches, it just doesn't make any sense. But these are the same people who will come on my Instagram post, and I had to delete a couple of the comments to tell me that, oh, me defending Michael Jackson isn't a good look. You continuing to go to these same churches where they are trying to hide these scandals and protect these priests, no, that's not a good look. In my city, they just had a list of Catholic priests that got convicted recently. Nasty. I don't hear Oprah Winfrey being so outraged about this. And when you think about it, it is a good story. That would actually be a good story for her to do a documentary about these Catholic priests. We all know people would watch it. But but there seems to be like this effort to protect these priests who are all, okay? All these priests that are all, but yet for some reason the media wants to sit here and trash black men. You want to be really pissed off? Watch Doubt. What is Doubt? Is that a TV show? Okay, so 3 things that I have to watch. Taxi Driver, Doubt, I don't know what that is, if that's a TV show or a movie, and Pretty Baby. And I need to find out, somebody find out for me who is the director of Taxi Driver and who is the director of Pretty Baby. Yes, it does. Vatican City needs to be raided. They most certainly do. But you know what's the problem? Catholic people don't want to be shamed. They've been transferring priests from parish to parish so that they can offend again, and it needs to stop, which is the stupidest thing. That is exactly what they've been doing. They've been transferring these priests from one church to another church, and they just do worse and worse. And for any parent that doesn't believe that their child, the minute that they told them that these priests touched them and they didn't believe them, shame on you. You're a disgusting human being, and you deserve to have your children taken away from you, because you are failing to protect them if you are sitting up here defending these priests. Shoot, it hurts my heart when I hear about how they steal from the Catholic Church, regular church businesses, and the elderly. Burns my soul. Exactly. All these pastors and priests are living a good life, okay? But yet, for some strange reason, many of you can't afford to put bread on the table. Why don't I give my last dollar to the Catholic Church? Look where I live. Look how many locks I have on my thing. I don't have my own problems to worry about. For me to sit here and give my last dollar to a place that's not going to help me when I need help? Come on now. When I saw on the news about the names that were released of the priests who were sexually abused, all these children, I was saddened. It is very much a big deal. Pope Francis has released the names of 500K priests who have children. And where is the document? Where is from the media? What were the parents during this whole ordeal? No kid just pops up at someone's home without consent. Why were no interviews done with the parents? I want to know the excuses. Exactly. Is Roman Polanski back in the United States? I thought he was doing his thing overseas because of the pedophilia charges. Okay, Roman Polanski is in France. That's right. It is true he is overseas. What I'm saying is that if Oprah and the media care so much about people being brought to justice, this man has been free for like more than 40 years in France. Oprah, why are you talking about Michael Jackson if you honestly believe this man to be a threat? Shouldn't you be worried about the people that are still alive? We don't even know what Roman Polanski has done in France. This is disgusting. Stephen Collins, where is the documentary on him? Where are all these Harvey Weinstein documentaries? We need one for each victim that he has. Yet people are still talking about Michael Jackson, who's been dead for 10 years now? Come on now. Awesome to hear. Praise God. You're amongst the land. Oh, you talking about Yamiko. Yeah, we're so happy to have him here. Yeah, okay, so Taxi Driver, you guys said Jodie Foster was 12 years old. Oh, I'm sorry, 1976 that came out. Jodie Foster was 12 years old. Yeah, I'm going to look up to see who the directors of these things are. The movie Doubt, Meryl Streep, Nun, and Viola Davis, mother of a child, star in the movie. Okay, I'll check it out. It's about a priest that molested a black boy, and the boy's mother knew but didn't want to hear her son. Takes place in the Bronx. The nun knew something was wrong and wanted the situation handled. Martin Scorsese directed Taxi Driver. What? Does Oprah know about this? Because Oprah wants to sit up here and drag all these black men. And let me tell you something, as a black man, okay? I understand what R. Kelly did was wrong, okay? Some people are split when it comes to the Bill Cosby decision. All I'm saying is, why are they making black men the face of being rapists and of being child molesters, okay? If you don't notice what's going on in the media, you better pay attention, okay? Oprah could have made a lot of money, okay? She could have made beaucoup money talking about what's happening in the Catholic churches. As a matter of fact, I'm sure the victims would very much appreciate it if Oprah did talk about that. Why did she choose to talk about this man who's dead and smear his name? American culture is the only culture that I know that doesn't have any respect for the dead. Any other culture, they would tell you, you can't do this. What are you talking about? Like, you got to let the person rest. Nope, not here. Not here. They want to talk about Michael Jackson. 10 years later, man's dead. We're not talking about the Catholic Church, which is these priests are the real threats right now, because these priests are still alive. I'm sure there are priests right now who get up in front of the church every Sunday and preach to the people and who haven't been caught. But for some strange reason, Oprah is focused on Michael Jackson, who they deem to be a threat, but he's dead. What is this? This isn't making any sense, Oprah. I looked up to Oprah growing up. I'm like, wow, this woman is a billionaire and everything. But you know what? I think I'm starting to believe what Monique was saying about Oprah. See, the media portrayed Monique to be the angry black woman, and we all know we don't control the media. So this is how they're going to portray us. I'm starting to believe what Monique was saying about Oprah. I'm starting to believe, okay, some of these things about Oprah, because Oprah sat up here and she made all these white business owners rich, and I can't sit and think of any black business owners that she's made rich, of any black films that she has funded. Like we sit up here and we praise the ground that Oprah walks on, but what is she doing for the people? Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a school. Now, I know a lot of people have something to say about Umar Johnson, but let's be honest here. Oprah has all this money. She's building schools in Africa. We need schools here. How many incidents do you hear of black children being discriminated against and mistreated and, just having their lives really be a living hell in these schools that are predominantly Caucasian? Yeah. Oprah's building schools over there. Sis, we need schools here. You're gonna go all the way to Africa to build a school, but we don't have our own schools here. What? These guys and women, nuns, should be allowed to marry. This celibate thing has taken its toll. They're releasing their sexual frustrations out on the kids, and it's wrong. Not only is it wrong, I forgot to mention that part too. A lot of you may not know this, but priests take a vow of celibacy. So you breaking one of the vows that you took to even enter the priesthood, you should be dismissed automatically. But instead, they're transferring them from church to church to church. She builds schools in Africa, and LeBron builds one here. See the difference? Beware of these. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot to mention. In the Catholic Church, they're not about to sit up here and portray them bad in the media. Ladies and gentlemen, for years, many of us have heard whispers about the Nation of Islam, and they kept saying, oh, how the Nation of Islam killed Malcolm X. So now, thanks to social media, you can talk to people, you can see people. I have people who are members of the Nation of Islam who follow me on Instagram, who are perfectly normal people. So I'm sitting here thinking, these are actually very good people. Why would they sit up here and try to portray the Nation of Islam as murderous people who killed Malcolm X? For years, that's what you heard, that you need to stay away from the Nation of Islam. They murdered Malcolm X. When you actually see the Nation of Islam, I can understand now why they're portraying them so poorly. It's because these people stand for their people, okay? They're trying to help black people. And they don't like that, okay? The Nation of Islam, these people not only have respect for themselves, they have respect for their families, they have respect for other people. If you watched Malcolm X, the movie, Spike Lee portrayed it as if the Nation of Islam killed Malcolm X. And from what I'm seeing with the Nation of Islam, they're not these kinds of people. For years, many of us have been shook to stay away from the Nation of Islam. You go talk to them on Instagram, these are perfectly fine people. They're trying to make it seem like we're each other's enemies, which is a lie. Why isn't Oprah talking about that? Hey, listen, there has been a character assassination on the Nation of Islam and the minister Louis Farrakhan. Why don't Oprah has an entire network called OWN, and she owns it, right? Why doesn't she use her network so that she can clear this man's name? When is she going to invite the minister Louis Farrakhan to come on her show so that he can tell his side of the story? For years, the media portrayed this man like he's a bad person, calling him anti-Semitic, calling him homophobic. When is Oprah going to have the minister Louis Farrakhan on her show? When is the Nation of Islam going to be invited onto Oprah's show so that they can clear up any of these rumors that are going on? How many of you guys think that Oprah is going to invite the minister Louis Farrakhan and other high-standing members of the Nation of Islam so that they can come on and clear up any of these rumors that have been going around? We're going to wait on you, Oprah. We'll wait on it. Brother Camille, oh, welcome. Brother Camille is also a member of the Nation of Islam, a perfectly normal person. But if you believe everything that you hear, they would have you running away from the Nation of Islam. That's definitely what I heard for years. Farrakhan ordered Malcolm X to be killed. That's what many of us heard from you for years, and it had us shook to stay away from the Nation of Islam. That's all we heard for years. And of course, there are still our people who are using their platforms like Young Pharaoh to say that the minister or the nation killed Malcolm X. It's awful that they transfer them to another parish. Those Catholic priests need to be investigated. They really do. And thrown into a jail. I stand with Farrakhan, teach that. Right, the Nation of Islam has been demonized. For years, the Nation of Islam has been demonized. For years, okay? This is a character assassination. Fortunately now, we have social media and things like that. But still, this has been going on for years. Imagine that there was no social media and we couldn't talk to each other, and then somebody told you that they were from the Nation of Islam. Because remember, one of the first things that they keep throwing out there in the media, throwing out there, is that the nation killed Malcolm X. Well, you have to ask yourself, why is the media so shook off the Nation of Islam that they're just really just trying to scare black people away from the Nation of Islam? All because they're out physically reaching out to the community. Exactly. Not sitting behind a desk, offices, and handing out. Exactly. And then we have people who are professional SMAs. Can anybody guess what an SMA is? It is a social media activist. We have professional social media activists, okay, who will sit up and tell you what to do and collect donations all day, collect super chats all day, yet you don't see them doing anything and going out there when it comes to their community. And the Nation of Islam is actually helping their community, helping to educate these brothers and sisters. I'm not Islamophobic, but I was scared of the Nation of Islam because of all the lies that we have been fed. And there is an episode of Empire. I have to go find the episode. I don't know if, and I stopped watching Empire too because I began to realize that this is not a healthy portrayal of a black family. And Dr. Boyce Watkins was right. Now, when I first heard Dr. Boyce say it, when the first season of Empire, I was like, you know what? It's just a show. It's not that serious. But the more I began to think about it, the more I thought to myself, like, a lot of people do not have an interaction with black people. So what they are going to see is what is on TV. And Lee Daniels portrays black people in not a so very positive light when you think about it. And on one of the episodes of Empire, they had Cookie, portrayed by Taraji P. Henson, spit in Naomi Campbell's face. One of the most disrespectful things you can do is spit in somebody's face. And he portrayed a black woman disrespecting another black woman by spitting in her face. The entire show began to make me uncomfortable. But there is an episode in Empire where Lucius, they were talking about, they were saying that his father was an FOI, which is a fruit of Islam, and that he was killed, and that they were alluding to the fact that, I guess they were alluding to the fact that, people of the nation killed his father, who was a fruit of Islam. I have to go find that episode. I'm like, Lee Daniels, why would you write something like this, Lee Daniels? That just seems very odd to me. Why would you write something like that in Empire? And who exactly was Lucius' father supposed to be? Was his father supposed to be Malcolm X? Do you guys remember that episode? Anyone is out there promoting black empowerment is demonized. From the Black Panthers to the Nation of Islam, the system wants us to sit down, hush, and accept their food stamps. Peace Boardwalk, no need to fear. We are protectors of the family. The truth that comes out of the mouth of the fearless will always be challenged by white supremacy. But yeah, if you guys, I have to go look up which episode that is. But if you guys remember that, remember Cookie had her hair wrapped and she went into the woman's home because they wanted to sign the young boy who was a talent. They wanted to sign him to Empire. If you guys haven't seen it, that's okay, because that means you don't watch Empire, and that means you're not watching this trash. But just sitting here, and people actually think Cookie and Lucius are couple goals. You know how unhealthy that relationship is? There is a video I once saw where Farrakhan told Malcolm X's daughter, J. Val King, send me the video. I personally don't believe that they did it. I personally do not believe that they did it, because really think about it. Who killed Martin Luther King? Why aren't they writing scripts about HBCUs or black educated brothers and sisters? Oh, they gave us school days and we should be satisfied. As a matter of fact, things back in the days, like when you watched, oh my gosh, what was it called? A Different World. All you would see is them promoting education. Now you watch some of these shows and it's some of the worst things that are being portrayed. Now, before anybody tells me that I used to watch Empire, I already admitted that I used to watch it, but I stopped. I hate it when people do that. Oh, you used to watch? Oh, you used to support Lee Dan? I stopped. I'm trying to do better for myself. Do you mind? Okay. Brother Camille says, yeah, Brother Camille, you and can go and look at it. I don't personally believe that he did it, for the simple fact of, look who killed Martin. So it's like, why believe what the media is telling us when it comes? Celeste Shu, hey Queen, welcome. Oh, hey Celeste. Oh, 8 minutes? Okay, I have to end this video. I'm hungry. Yeah, and I need to go get something to eat. So I'm gonna watch Taxi Driver, and I have to find out who the director is. I think somebody said Martin Scorsese is the one who directed Pretty Baby, or is that the one for Taxi Driver? Come back to you guys with a list of people that, since Oprah wants to make documentaries, that maybe she could make documentaries about. You know, just a suggestion for the sister, since she has an entire network, but she wants to focus on Michael Jackson. A lot of conspiracy theorists, but most leaders, especially when you're in the ranks, are done in. Exactly. Why do they keep this man's name? Taxi Driver director Scorsese. Okay. I'm gonna go and look into these things. All of you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you guys give the video a thumbs up, okay? And if you haven't checked out my MJ video with the finger in the air, make sure you guys go check out that video too. Do not watch Leaving Neverland, and encourage everybody else not to